And special man, nobody want to another man pee on the tree. Hi,
Hello.
what we do today?
Today we're gonna answer a couple more questions from the Q&A that we started. We ask you guys to ask us a lot of questions, and some of these we actually already answered. In one of our previous videos, we answered the questions related to our coming outs. Now today we're gonna answer a few separate questions that are not directly related to each other.
It's so hot here today.
It's very hot here today, and while we're filming we have to keep the fan off, otherwise it will be too loud. So hopefully we're not gonna start sweating our way through this video.
I will take my shirt off first.
Did you stage that so you can deliberately take off your shirt?
Huh?
It's okay.
You can do olive.
No, you can't even say that on YouTube. Call it Only Friends or whatever. It's fine. Anyway, I think we can get started, yeah?
Okay, first question.
Cool, first question. Now that you've moved, what's your 3-year plan individually and as a couple?
2-year plan.
Yeah, what's your plan for the next 3 years?
I think 3-year plan with me, I will try to become a German.
Become a German?
Yeah, I mean like something like a passport German something.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
Germany has actually recently passed a law that allows foreigners who live here to get the German citizenship, usually after 5 years, but if you do a lot of volunteer stuff and so on, then you can theoretically get the citizenship after 3 years.
And I don't have to give up my Vietnamese citizen.
Yeah, with that law change actually came that change as well. That was really important, so that people like you don't have to give up their Vietnamese citizenship anymore, which I think is really cool because you can have both, you know?
True.
Which is really good, actually.
Yeah, that is my plan.
Are you okay?
It's hot here.
Calm down.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just stop moving so much, it's gonna be fine. You're sweatier than me. He's the Vietnamese, he should be used to that.
No, because we don't have fur in the body, so that's why we sweat more.
Okay, so yeah, that's your plan. Okay, my plan. Well, I think I've talked a lot about my kind of plans in my No More Running video already. If you haven't seen that yet, the link is down below. And basically, it's gonna be a lot about working on myself. Kind of like finding myself in various ways. And as a couple,
we want to develop our channels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely want to bring this channel.
And we try to get more content.
Yeah.
And you guys can click to subscribe to see our future.
If you haven't subscribed yet, you should do it now. If you want to be cool, subscribe now.
You cute.
Oh,
you should subscribe us.
You're even cool if you don't, but we will be happy, you know. Next question. How old are you, E.T. and Thanh? And when you meet each other, what happened? How old are you? He doesn't want to say it. He's not yet 30. But
why you say that?
Well, it's something positive, right? You're not yet 30. But soon he will be.
Oh my god.
And I'm well above 30 actually. I'm 37.
Yeah.
What are you crying about anyway?
I'm enjoying the 30 club in a couple months.
Exactly. Then we're gonna be in the same club. Yes.
Oh.
And when we met each other, what happened? What? Don't say any F word or so, please. We're on YouTube.
We met each other there and we fuck.
And then we
F-U-C-K.
and then we talked about things. Next question. What does your family think about you dating each other?
Yeah, my family feel okay.
Well.
Yeah, they just need me be happy, nothing more. Yeah, and if you don't have family, like people know it.
Not really. Dad is dad, and I don't know my mom, so I don't really want to know her, I think. But
so he a free man.
Yes. with all the ups and downs that come with that.
Yeah, after married.
Not so free anymore now. Anyway. Next question. In the future, do you guys think about having children?
In the future, when I have more money, we will think about it. Right now, no.
Yeah, I think so too. Like right now, I don't feel like we're ready for that. For various reasons. Like income, money is one thing, definitely. But also, like, we just arrived in Germany. So Thanh, for example, especially is still figuring out what he wants to actually do overall in the long term. And there are various ideas that he has. But we gotta see. And I think it needs to be a bit more stable
Yeah.
before we even think about that. So
And kid need a lot to take care and money. And we want to hire a nanny to take care of him because we don't want to deal with.
we do.
Like what?
We never talked about hiring a nanny.
Yeah.
We want to do this now. No, honey, we have never talked about that yet.
But it's on my mind already.
It's on your mind, yeah, but you may have forgotten to share that with me.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, as you can see, after getting married, your plans are being made for you.
Yes.
Or you're the one who makes the plans. But yeah, life is great.
Love is great.
Don't get married. No, do get married. No, I don't know.
Just get married. It's fun.
Parts of it are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what's your favorite thing about each other?
My favorite thing?
Yes, what's your favorite thing about me?
Oh, you have the eyes so beautiful. If people
That's
get
it?
closer,
Just beautiful eyes?
beautiful voice too. Sometimes when he talking, it make you easy to sleep, you know. Easy to hear it.
So I have great eyes and a voice that makes you sleep.
And really handy. Handy man.
And I'm handy.
Yeah, so cute, right?
Isn't he romantic? I mean, the eyes, okay.
Romantic? No, you don't have it.
I mean, you.
Oh, me. Oh.
No, you are not. Not so much, at least. Not right now.
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
What's my favorite thing about you is that you're usually very positive, and that even on days when I am not so positive, you kind of cheer me up and kind of like, you know, help me to see things in a more positive light. So that's cool.
I look like a battery for a dead phone.
That's an interesting way to put it. I was trying to say something nice and you put that in such a way. And I was just saying, whatever. What has been your best experience together? Next question.
We have a lot of experience together for since like we're more than 2 years already.
Yeah.
But the one I remember the most is when he proposed me in Da Nang.
Oh.
You know.
Now you are being romantic a little bit at least.
Who?
You.
Me? Yeah, I love people romantic with me, you know.
Oh.
You know. But I know all the plan, but I still really remember it's ocean, it's music, it's something food, and you can hear like he down in his knee and proposed me. It's so beautiful.
Link is down below.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say that's probably one of the like more memorable experiences that we had. Of course, we have a lot, and like in 3 years, you do so many things together that there's a lot of things that I remember that I like and that I thought that were great experiences. But that's kind of like a one-time situation. You know, there's only going to be the one first proposal. You can maybe renew that or so, but the first is always going to be the first. So yeah. Even if we think about renewing that. Next time you should do it.
Me?
Yeah. We're equals.
I want to have a diamond.
Then maybe you can give the diamond to me. Giving is better than taking.
Who said that?
Some people say that.
That's some people.
Some people say that, and I'm using it to my advantage right now.
But I don't think I'm some.
Now you are.
Okay, next question.
This is getting awkward. Okay, next question. What language do you speak? What language do you speak at home and when you're outside? And how's Thanh doing with German? Is he learning dialects as well?
Because we are international couple, like we used to talk at home like English, so
Yeah.
easier. But when we go outside Germany, we can switch to Vietnamese, so nobody can understand us what we try to talking about.
So secret language.
Yeah, secret language, so we can see talking about that guy is handsome easily. This is not good, this is not bad. It's in Germany, in Vietnamese easily, and in Vietnam we can maybe switch to basically German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little at least. Yeah. How are you doing with German?
So horrible. Anyway, now I understand why German is complicated.
It takes some time. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
And are you learning any dialects? I wouldn't really say you're learning any dialects yet. That maybe comes later. I think you understand Moin, right? Moin.
Oh yeah.
Moin.
I mean, like dialects it's completely depend on where you live and by how long you live there you will learn.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And we're in North Germany, so Moin is a way of saying hello, basically, to any time of the day. And that technically is part of a dialect, but yeah, apart from that, not really that much, I think. Then, next question. How is the situation for LGBTQ plus people in Germany? Do you kiss and hold hands openly, or do you worry about people's reaction? Have you ever experienced discrimination as a same-sex and or as an interracial couple? Has Thanh experienced discrimination as an Asian person in Germany?
Oh my God, too much questions.
It's a lot of questions. No, not too much.
Who was that?
Jago,
Jago.
3036. But I actually
you should
think
watching video because it's a lot of questions in one line.
I think it's a lot of good questions though. Actually.
Okay.
They're actually really good. So how's the situation for LGBT and do we hold hands and kiss and stuff in public? Actually, this is quite interesting because since we're here, I'm kind of trying to teach Thanh a little bit to be slightly more street smart about when we show us as gay in public. Because in Vietnam, there's a thing that's basically called like losing face or like not losing face, whereas people usually don't want to be openly aggressive to one another on the street. So like saying something negative or even physically attacking somebody in Vietnam is a bad thing to do. And so very rarely somebody was actually openly aggressive to us.
I'm aggressive already.
No, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So like in Vietnam, actually, people very, very rarely would attack or insult you on the street because they don't want to lose their face. They don't want to appear as aggressive towards someone else. And so this doesn't really exist in Germany. Here, there are, even though we're generally protected by the law and there's more equal rights, so the legal part is much better. For example, same-sex marriage is actually recognized here. Thanh can live here, unlike in Vietnam. But on the street, I feel like there are more situations when it could get slightly dangerous or actually really dangerous because people have less so of a barrier that prevents them from saying or doing something. So at the wrong time, when you meet the wrong group of people, you could get into trouble, theoretically.
We have two people, we can beat them up.
Yeah, but you could happen to run into, I don't know, 5 drunken idiots who just happen to don't like gay people, and then maybe one of them wants to show how strong he is or whatever. And
if I will sacrifice you first and then running.
Great. No, but you get what I mean. Because it's more diverse here in Germany, because there's more people from more backgrounds, culturally and religious, for example, you happen to get into such situations more often than in Vietnam, I would say. So on the street, it's slightly more dangerous, actually. And so sometimes I'm like, maybe let's not hold hands right now. Maybe let's not show ourselves.
Sometimes you not love me, sometimes you love me again.
It's not about that. It's just being aware of your surroundings and, you know, preventing any kind of maybe difficult situation, you know. Anyway, so did you ever experience some discrimination towards you because you're Asian, by the way?
No, actually, I don't care if people look at me and judge me much. I even don't understand fully German, so no,
Do you think no?
I don't feel. But some people missing me. I'm a Thailand.
Yeah, you might get that a few times, yeah.
Yeah.
I get stuff like that in Vietnam a lot. Like, I'm Russian, I'm US citizen, whatever. Like, people just assume the first kind of country that they associate with white people, they're kind of attached to me. This will happen to you a lot too. Like Thai or Chinese or whatever. They will come with stuff like that most likely. Do you miss Vietnam time?
Yes, of course.
What do you miss?
I miss my friend, my family,
and
food.
Shitty street food. He misses.
No, it's not just shitty street food. It's the food have a taste, and they cook in the way I think.
No, he especially misses the type of food that there was like close to where I used to live when we first met. There is like a student area, and they sell these kind of frozen, deep frozen, highly processed seafood and stuff, meatballs and stuff like that.
You can see a picture here.
Maybe we can show you a picture, yeah.
Yeah.
And he, for whatever reason, he loves them.
So tasty.
They're basically an invitation to many kinds of cancer.
Not only that, we have pho, we have bún chả.
Yeah, those dishes are nice.
Yeah, bún riêu. Oh my god, it's so tasty. Now I have to eat bread every day.
Don't say bullshit. You rarely eat bread anyway.
Sometimes my teeth hurt because it's so hot.
Today he made himself a bowl of instant noodles with cheese, like some Korean spicy cheese. But when did you eat bread today?
I mean, every day.
You didn't do it today. You didn't do it yesterday. I don't remember.
Sometimes I miss home, so I need to get some Asian food. Okay.
So don't believe him. He's not eating bread every day.
Anyway, I'm really miss Vietnam. Yeah. Okay. Last question. What is your take on open relationship?
What's your take on open relationship?
I'm asking you.
Well, at the moment, we are not in an open relationship. We're actually in a close relationship. And I think we will probably stay in a close relationship, at least for a while. However, we did talk about open relationships quite a lot, actually. I'm quite open to that. I think you are partially open to that.
Yeah.
But we both kind of have not really figured out a way how we would do that.
Yeah, I just need one dick and he need more holes, so.
That's an interesting way to put that.
If
you look at your Instagram, our Instagram, it was his Instagram in the past, then you can clearly see that you're kind of interested in a certain body type.
They look good. I mean.
Not really.
Yeah, they look good, but this look better, you know. It's so touchy. It's so
touchy. What's so
like
touchy?
you touch a marshmallow or jelly jam, you know.
You compare me to a marshmallow, so like a ball, fluffy thing of sugar or something.
Yeah, it's so cute, you know.
What? Yeah, so basically the reason why we're not doing it yet is because we're not yet sure how we would do that. There's a couple of risks that we associate with that, like health things, for example, that, you know, it would kind of open us up to maybe bringing in diseases from the outside or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, to be frank, it also just seems to be much more work. I mean, I would not even be sure how we're going to do that in terms of like organizing our all-day life and maybe meeting somebody else. So I'm not really sure how we would do that. Okay. However, I think it is kind of interesting, And like in the long term, maybe we can figure something out. I don't know.
Is Henry Cavill will be okay?
Hmm?
Is Henry Cavill will be okay?
Henry who?
Henry Cavill, you don't know that? Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Superman.
Oh, Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not
And,
good with those. I'm not good with these types
Geralt
of movies.
from Witcher.
Oh, okay. Okay, that actor. Okay, so should we talk to him?
I think he's
If you
straight.
see this,
I don't
if
think
you see this,
I
leave
don't
us
think
an
he
email.
see it.
Yeah. So yes, that's our take on open relationships. Right now, we're not open. Theoretically, maybe at some point we're gonna try that. I don't know, but so
Try
far,
what?
open relationship. Well, if you meet Superman, you know, then I think you definitely want it. The way that sounds like.
Yeah, I will think about it.
No, like I said, so like we're thinking about it, and sometimes we do talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're sort of open towards an open relationship, but we have not yet tried it together. I did actually have open relationships in the past with others.
But then it's broken.
Yeah, but sometimes, yeah, actually, either the relationship was like suffering from it, so that it made everything more difficult, or the relationship was open from the beginning. That also happened. And then after a while, we felt like the relationship isn't really relationship, but it's more like friends with benefits in a way. And so the relationship then kind of dissolved based on that. So yeah, I had both scenarios, and so I'm at least a bit more careful. Okay, maybe there's actually one quick question I think that we can, one bonus question, so to say, that we can do quickly.
Okay.
Who is more jealous?
Who more jealous? Him.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. Even though I'm also open for open relationship, I'm actually more jealous of it. It's actually true. It's funny, right?
Yeah, it's so weird. I
Yeah,
don't know if we can open this or not.
yeah. We were kind of stuck in that topic actually. We have talked about it a few times,
Mm-hmm.
and the jealous part is actually one part that's also a thing. Like, what does it do with us emotionally if we would do that? So yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're also a little bit jealous, though, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Who is loving and don't have jealous? My God.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like, I think naturally you're kind of worried anyway.
Especially man, nobody want to another man pee on the tree.
That's a nice way to put it. No, but in all seriousness, actually, we're both not really that jealous. Like, we both give each other a lot of freedom. And even this topic with open relationship, we discussed quite a lot and quite naturally. And we're trying to figure it out how we do it, but we don't want to rush anything. And so you also suggested that.
When?
And again, guys, if you could see how who you follow on Instagram, because actually he's using Instagram more than me. So like when he's actually scrolling and the people that you follow and stuff, that's all you. And it's all very, very clearly muscle guys with beard and like your lumberjack guy, basically.
It's kind of like Diffie Daddy, I think.
So don't just say that I'm the only one who's like somehow open to that.
So
no, but like we're both not really that jealous. That's actually good. That's actually something that I really like. We're both quite relaxed.
Yeah.
And for example, when he went to Munich for a week, I was not worried that he would do anything or that he would run away with somebody or whatever. Like, we did talk every day, but I felt like we was fairly relaxed, right, for both of us. So yeah, I think we're actually in a really good stage, a really good situation there.
True.
There's a good level of trust, and so we're not really actively jealous. Okay, we do actually have quite a lot more questions here, but to be honest, this video would get really way too long, and so we'll make another Q&A video that covers hopefully the rest of the questions. So that's it for today. I think that's
It's
enough
a lot
questions.
of questions, and I'm so hot already.
So that you're so sweaty.
Yes, it's so hot.
He's so sticky.
Oh my god.
And again, like, you come from the hot country. I come from ice and snow and rain.
Hot country, but we
And
are
okay.
Asian. We don't have fur or something.
I don't have fur either.
I mean hair.
That's
We're not
very
hairy,
little.
so that's why. So why our skin can sweat more.
I'm not sure if that makes any sense. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Bye
you. Sweaty hand is saying bye bye.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
Oh my god.